Hello everyone, Black American Indian here, and I've been reading some romance novels past almost a week now. I'm a member of a Facebook group, and they decided to make a list of movies and um, books, educational romance novels and things of that nature about Black Indians. And as far as the novels, Black Indians meaning, relations, interracial relationships. So I just dove into it. Since last Friday, today is Thursday, I've read not one novel, not two novels, not three, not even four, 5 novels. Okay? The books I've read, I could not stop reading. From the time I started reading it, and it was the digital version, like the Kindle version from Amazon, I just could not stop reading the book. I just couldn't. So, long story short, I'm into this whole romance novel thing. And last time I read a romance novel, I don't know, at least more than 10 years ago probably. And yeah, I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna start reading books again when I'm not in school. And I have one more semester and I'll be done. So I have 3 more weeks. But anyway, I'm gonna run through the books to you all that caught my attention. And just so you know, they are interracial romance novels, in particular Native American and Black. Okay. And the leading men are Native American, just so you know. Okay. My first novel I read was called Under His Spell. And yes, she was under his spell, okay? It was more fictional. Even though all of these are fictional, but it was more like a paranormal, werewolfish type, Twilight type novel. But I thought it was much better than Twilight, if you ask me. It was kind of like up there with Interview with the Vampire with Antonio Banderas and Brad Pitt. I used to be into vampire movies, like obsessively into it because of the seduction and the intoxicating scenes. But Interview with the Vampire was very, very intoxicating. And so this book, to me, was very, very intoxicating. But he wasn't a vampire. But yeah, with my review, you can go to Amazon and check out the background storyline or whatever. You can read maybe the first chapter of a book before you buy it. But yeah, this book I gave 5 stars. What interests me was the fact that this man was Native American, loved this Black woman, which she probably mixed with something. I'm based on the description of her features and things of that nature. Just so you know, all of the leading men in the novels that I've read thus far, I pictured in my brain that they were either Michael or Eddie Spears. They are some delicious looking men, okay? All right. So that was Under His Spell by Liz Davis, okay? The second book that I read is a 3-part series, and the name of the series calls Long Line of Love. And it was book 1, and that book was called Nights of Desire. That book, it was pretty good. I guess I was a little disappointed after reading Under His Spell. It's like, this book, to me, was, I don't know, I guess it was like degrading. And when I say degrading, it's because the CEO of the company, his name is Leighton Greyhawk. He just has a reputation of being a player or whatever. And to me, that was unattractive. It really was. And it was like he lusted after Tempest. That was the leading woman, black woman character. And I don't know, to me that was just a turn off. It was like he was very infatuated by her physique, if you want to say. And I don't know if it was a fetish or whatever, but to me, that's a turn off. If you're only interested in somebody because, I mean, yeah, I know attraction is the first thing that you see when you see someone, but when it's like just downright, like, fetishy, like, no, that's just a turn off. And some years ago, when I was in college, I felt that way about certain guys. It was like, you know, this one guy, he was German. This other guy, I guess he was white and something. And it was like, almost like a fetish. And I'm like, this is not cute. This is not, you're not getting any brownie points by just wanting to be with me because of the way I look or my ethnic background. There has to be substance in any romantic relationship. And I know some people are into relationships casually, and that's just, to me, that's a turn off. I mean, I really like the romance and the marriage side of intimacy. And this book, eventually in the book there was romance, but to me it just was like a lot of, I don't know, it irritated me because Tempest had a very, very low self-esteem, which is very unattractive. And, you know, she played into what society says is beautiful. To me, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Every person that walks this planet is beautiful. And I say that because God made us and he didn't make any mistakes. And if you really think about it, it's like, who really wants someone to desire them? Like everybody to desire them, like, you know, like you're on the cover of a magazine. Some people actually want to be lusted over or envied or whatever, but think about it. It's like, you're only one person. And out of billions of people in this world, there's another person who's destined to be your mate for life or your soulmate or whatever. And once you find that person, hint, hint, my husband, it's like, it's nothing better, you know, than like sizing yourself up with how many people actually lust after you or want to get in your bed with you. I don't know. That's just me. Whatever. Okay, so with that book, I really didn't. I don't know. I was disappointed. The first book. The second book. The second book of the series was called Love Out Loud. Okay. This book had a lot of sex in it. And when I say a lot of sex, I mean like you would think this man was on Viagra, but they didn't write it in the book because I guess because it's a fantasy, he don't need Viagra. But this man was like so lusting after this woman. And there was a battle between the brothers because the Greyhawks, they had like a lot of children. Like, I don't know, 7 or 8 boys and 1 girl, and the girl was like the youngest. So the oldest was Leighton, and then long story short, the main character for this book 2, Love Out Loud, was it was Randall. And then Randall had a twin brother. I forgot his name, Chayton or something. And then the girl was Benia. And again, she had a low self-esteem as well because, you know, whatever. Her skin complexion or whatever. And these men were like so infatuated. No, actually, their trophy girls on their side were typical blondes, okay? And so the women, the main characters for the series, each book, was not the ideal woman that they thought these men wanted, because from what they could see, they were playboys and, you know, very handsome, and, you know, all the women just drool over them, and you always saw them with a blonde, you know. And when they were approached by these men, they automatically assume, like, okay, well, why are you, you know, infatuated with me? I'll continue with this part 2.